Is there any supplements out there that are really overhyped that you think should completely avoid? I know you mentioned going on Amazon and finding them on Amazon. I think, my opinion is just avoid any supplements on Amazon, even trusted ones, because we don't even know if they're the actual
You got to be careful.
Supplements. But
you got to be careful with Amazon. I would say the creatine gummies, man, oh man, I don't trust a lot of them personally. I think a lot of them they're underdosed with creatine. But dude, like, how can people not just take creatine powder and mix it in water and shot it back? Like, how is it so difficult?
No, I get you on that. I put it on my morning smoothies. I have a blend of an organ blend, and I put some creatine in it. But actually, a brand has just recently sent me some gummies to try, so it's a good point to take into note, and I'll have a little look at it. They claim to have 5 milligrams per gummy.
5 grams.
5 grams apparently per gummy. So it's,
I really doubt it. I mean, how big is the gummy?
I was thinking the same, because when you get a scoop of 5 grams of protein, it's twice the size of one gummy. So I get what you're saying now. It's maybe making sense.
Look, it's just, I don't know about that. But another one is actually those apple cider vinegar gummies. You seen those?
Yeah.
Man, just have the apple cider vinegar. Like, do it the way it's supposed to be intended. But look, even ashwagandha is another one. Like, ashwagandha, in my opinion, India actually just banned ashwagandha leaves. So they've actually disallowed the use of it because they know it's, dangerous for human consumption. But in my opinion, I think ashwagandha is one of the most overrated supplements on the planet, because it can lower cortisol. Like, it can make you feel like chilled and relaxed, but it has nasty side effects. And one of those side effects is that it can blunt your emotions, and that can last for weeks after stopping. So people can feel like not depressed, but like just blah, like apathetic, anhedonic. They don't want to do shit. They don't get rewards from things. They're just numb. So I just don't really recommend it anymore.
And it's a good point to talk about, because actually I take a coffee brand most days, and they have 4 different blends. One of their blends has ashwagandha in it. So is that something to be concerned about? Or do you think those levels will be generally quite small? How are people taking these ashwagandha to have this kind of blah effect?
Yeah. So it's more of an issue in someone who's taking high dosages for a longer period of time. So 300 milligrams of KSM 66 is the one that can cause issues for most people. But in general, if you want to lower stress, there's so many other good compounds that can do that. L-theanine, taurine, glycine, magnesium, apigenin, magnolia bark, corydalis. There's so many different options instead of ashwagandha.
And a good workout, as you mentioned before. So I'm coming to you from my home gym at the moment, because at the moment my office and our podcast studio is moving. So, one of my best hacks for stress is a good workout. There's nothing better than throwing some weights around.
Nothing better, man. If I do the assault bike, so if I do the exercise I hate the most, first thing in the morning. So imagine this, the amount of resistance and willpower and like discipline you need to do the thing you hate the most first thing in the morning means that the rest of the day becomes easy. So what I do is I go and I literally drive to the gym and I go on the assault bike, and I'm doing 10 minutes on that, or usually about 7 to 10 minutes, pretty much keeping a steady pace, or do intervals. And I'm not enjoying it, man. Like, I'm not enjoying it at all. But I know that if I can get through that horrendous 10 minutes, then the rest of my day will be, I'm in a better mood, I'm better able to handle stress, I'm burning more fat. There's so many benefits just from 10 minutes. And then, like, basically what I'm saying is putting in the effort can result in an upregulation of the body's stress adaptability.
Is there a bit of a buzzword and trend going on with creatine at the moment? Why has everyone started putting it into their diet, and why should people be doing it?
Yeah, so creatine is a versatile supplement. It can be used for gym performance, for cognitive health, for many other aspects of physical and mental performance. But there's actually a fact about creatine that not many people really know about, and that is how to actually make it work better. And one of these tricks that I recently learned is that the creatine, basically, if you want creatine to work well in your cell, you need it to cross the transporter. So there's a particular transporter called the SLC6A8 transporter. I just remember that off the top of my head. And that basically, if you upregulate that transporter, you can actually supercharge the effects of creatine. So one way to do that is actually by taking your creatine with salt. So adding salt to your creatine can actually amplify the effects. You're getting intracellular hydration and extracellular hydration, or volumization effects. And then salt by itself is actually a known ergogenic pre-workout enhancer. So with creatine, what I would recommend is doing 5 to 10, so doing 5 grams 4 times a day for a week with sodium, with salt, and then going down to 5 grams a day with salt. Like, obviously using a good quality salt. Don't use like a crappy iodized salt from the supermarket that has caking agents and all that rubbish. Go for like a Celtic sea salt or a Himalayan sea salt. And that can work really well. So the good thing about creatine is the risk for kidney damage, that's complete BS. Like, it's only really an issue for guys or individuals who have a known kidney defect or an issue with kidney health. But otherwise, creatine works really well, man. It works really well.
When it comes to creatine, because as I say, I use creatine, but there, as with any supplement, as with any product, there's a lot of noise out there. How do I know that a creatine is a good one?
Okay, so if somebody's listening to this and they want to use the highest quality creatine on the market, I've done my research on this, and I can confidently say that Crea Pure is very clean. It's German grade creatine, but there's actually an even purer version of creatine out there, and it's actually called Purest Creatine by N&B Nutrition. Now, this is not a finished product. It's actually an ingredient manufacturer that I'm actually working closely with, from N&B Nutrition. So they're actually claiming that they're the world's cleanest creatine in terms of not having impurities or contaminants. Because funnily enough, man, a lot of creatines actually have contaminants, and DCD, there's DHT, there's things in these creatine products that they're not ideal,
Okay, so it's just is there one readily available in the market now? Did you say that people should move towards?
Yeah, so it's called Purest Creatine, Purest, Purest Creatine.